My name is Ailbhe Douglas and I am a catchment scientist with the Local Authority Waters programme. We use a range of environmental indicators to assess water quality, but one of the most extensively used indicators are macroinvertebrates. Macroinvertebrates are small aquatic animals that are found in the substrate and vegetation of rivers and lakes, and they include insects, crustaceans, snails and worms. Macroinvertebrates are quite easily sampled. They're sampled using a method known as kick sampling, and this involves the placement of a net on the riverbed facing upstream against the river flow, and the riverbed substrate is disturbed and any macroinvertebrates that are displaced are carried into the net with the river flow. The contents of the net are then transferred into a tray to allow for the catchment scientist to get a closer examination of the sample. Like macroinvertebrates, the presence and abundance of vegetation such as algae can tell us a lot about the health of a river. If agriculture is identified as an activity that's affecting water quality, the Local Authority Waters programme will work in collaboration with the Agricultural Sustainability Support and Advisory programme, who then work in partnership with the farmers to address any issues identified and also to help raise awareness around water quality protection and improvement.
The ASSAP service, we're working in priority areas for action, and we're visiting farmers in those areas, and it's a free and confidential service, and we don't report back to anybody, just we give her a good farm plan to the farmer, advising him on 5 or 6 specific things or actions that farmer can take to improve water quality on his or her farm. So as ASSAP advisors, when we go out to visit a farm, we look at 3 main areas. The first one is the farmyard itself, and make sure there's no point source pollution coming from the farmyard. The second one then is land management issues, and the third one is nutrient management planning. So there are many actions a farmer can take to help improve water quality, and it's really down to the individual farm itself and what needs to be done. So on this particular farm, this farmer has fenced off the watercourse. By preventing bovines from gaining access to the stream, well, first of all, there's no more defecation in the stream, so you're not introducing nutrients directly that way. You're also preventing E. coli from getting into the stream, which is very important from a water quality point of view. And in fact, from the 1st of January next year, 2021, stream fencing or preventing access to streams by bovines is going to be compulsory for all farmers who are farming over 170 kgs. When you do fence off the stream, you have to supply an alternative. So the main alternative is piped water supply. So that would always be the number one choice. So there are some other solutions, such as, for example, a nose pump that does a very good job for maybe lower stock farmers in an out farm. The animals can drink away there without having access to the stream, so that works quite well. Okay, so another action that a farmer has to implement is buffer zones. This means that you must keep back at least 5 meters from the top of the bank of a stream or river or even dry drain, which are when you're applying your slurry or farmyard manure. Well, the buffer zone is there to act, it'll soak up the nutrients without letting them overland flow directly into the stream, so you have a better chance of stopping those nutrients getting to the stream. So on a farm we visited earlier, as you can see, there's a perfect example here of a very good buffer zone. And as you can see there, he used low emission slurry spreading, and of course it's good for the greenhouse gas emissions as well. On many farms then, along the banks of a stream or drain, you have what's called a critical source area. So that could be a sort of a depression in the ground where the natural flow of the water is towards that area. Instead of maybe a large buffer all along the stream, it could suit that particular farm to put in an extra special buffer zone at the critical source area. And as you can see on this farm here, there's an extra wide buffer just at this depression or critical source area. Another element of ASSAP advice is nutrient management planning. So basically it's a win-win situation in that you can put out as much nutrients as is required to bring your soil P and K levels up to index 3, which is good for production, but it also tells you which fields to avoid with extra P or maybe nitrogen to prevent those excesses getting into the water supply. So nutrient management planning is a very important part of ASSAP advice, and it's very important in preventing nutrients getting into our drains and streams.